I was confident going into my junior season at Iowa as a newly christened 99 overall. I was hoping to lead us to a Big Ten championship, and despite the 0 to 100 sliders, I was throwing dots and we got off to an incredible start with a touchdown pass to my guy Craig Ostrander. I had developed perfect timing with my receivers in the offseason, and on 1st and goal the block was hot, but I used my athleticism to escape for a rushing score. I was hyped up, and for some reason I was silencing my own home fans. I was 8 for 8 passing when my blockhead tight end ruined my perfect game, but on 2nd and 10, I made a Johnny Manziel-esque play with this rollout and threw a beautiful dot to Keegan for a huge gain. Unfortunately, I followed up my magnificent play by throwing the ball directly to a defender who I somehow did not see. My wide receiver seemed to be dropping everything all of a sudden. North Texas tied it up at 14 and I had to start cooking, so I hit Keegan Johnson for a bomb over the top. Late in the 4th quarter, this game was way closer than it should have been, and I was doing my best to make do with the play calls I was working with, but my receivers continued to sell on me. Also, Brian Ferentz was calling play actions that literally did not allow me to move or throw before getting sacked, and with just a minute left, we were down 3. I had been in this situation before, and with the rain coming down, I threw a laser to Cole Charles that he of course brickhanded. I was annoyed at all the drops, but I found Arlen Bruce on an out to get us moving, and then Charles partway redeemed himself with a catch for a first down. With just 15 seconds left, I knew my legs were my best bet in the red zone, so I got out of the pocket to score yet another late go-ahead touchdown. North Texas had one last chance, and of course they actually caught the Hail Mary, but they were short and we escaped with a close win behind my good performance. In our second game, we were playing against Iowa State in Jack Trice Stadium, the ugliest looking field in this entire game. I got off to a good start as Craig Ostrander made an amazing catch, and midway through the second quarter, we were knotted up at 7. This offense was built around tight ends, and I was doing a good job of finding the big man Luke Lachey time and time again. Brian Ferentz kept taking the ball out of my hands in the red zone, so we were down late in the half, but I was at my best when the coaches just gave me the green light to let it rip. I hit Cole Charles over the middle for an easy touchdown to go into half, but unfortunately we were trailing again late in the 4th quarter after a string of terrible play calls. Luckily, I'd been on point all day and really just needed the coaches to trust me for us to move the ball effectively. But on 3rd and 6, everything was locked up in man coverage and I had to take the dump off short of the sticks. On 4th and 2, I made a clutch throw to Craig Ostrander for a huge conversion, and Coach Ferentz of course was playing conservative in field goal range, so we went up 3. Thankfully, Iowa State's last second drive did not go anywhere, and our fans were insanely hyped up as we pulled off the big rivalry win. I was dancing around on the field, and we sent Iowa State home sad after I played a nearly flawless game through the air. The next week, we were back in Kinnick Stadium playing in our banana yellow alternate uniforms against Pittsburgh, and I got off to a good start. On this play action, I had pressure right in my face, but I floated a beautiful deep ball to Keegan Johnson for a big gain. On 1st and goal, I got lit up instantly, but the next play, I was able to find Lachey on the curl for an easy touchdown, and Kinnick Stadium was jumping already. Pitt struck back with a touchdown, and I threw one of the worst picks of my career on this pass. Our defense helped us out with a big stop, but the pass rush was repeatedly getting to me, and on 3rd and long, I missed this deep ball throw by a country mile. I decided to get something going with the scramble like I always did when I was struggling, but I decided not to slide and I got dinged up on the play. Our team actually did pretty well without me, and up 10, I came back in to close out the game and hit a strike to my boy Arlen Bruce. I was feeling better after getting a break from getting crushed by D linemen, and I was finding easy open targets to march us down the field, capping off our drive with a touchdown pass to Luke Lachey. Pitt somehow made it a game by forcing a turnover, so on 3rd down, I had to convert to end the game, so I took matters into my own hands by lowering my shoulder for the first down. We knelt out the clock, and we were off to a great 3-0 start on the season. We opened up Big Ten play at Minnesota, and Luke Lachey took an unfortunate hit on the first play. Thankfully, he was okay and shook back with a catch to get us into the red zone before I threw a beautiful touch pass to Craig Ostrander to get us on the board. The big hit earlier must have made Lachey angry because he spent the rest of the day completely sunning Minnesota's DBs and showing that he might be the best tight end in college football with plays like these. I continued to feed him the ball as he was becoming my primary target on most plays, and then I hit my other tight end for a nice touchdown pass. Minnesota's defense was trash, and I sliced them up all half with throws to Ostrander and Lachey. Our offense was looking unstoppable, and with time running down in the second quarter, I waltzed in for an easy touchdown run. Kirk Ferentz didn't let me do much in the second half, but we sat on the ball for an easy win, and I had played literally spotless football. Our next game was the weirdest of the season so far. We were back at home playing against UNLV, and I got off to the best start possible as I hit Keegan Johnson over the top for 6 on my first pass play. I had Kinnick Stadium jumping, but then I tried to highball Luke Lachey, and the ball got batted around for a ridiculous interception. Our defense got a stop, but I was out of rhythm after the pick, and I coughed up the ball after getting lit up on a play action pass. Just like that, we were losing to a trash team, and Luke Lachey got lit up for the second game in a row. I shook back with a completion to Keegan Johnson, who seemed to be the hot hand today, and then found Lachey in a tight window on a corner route. But unfortunately, we had to settle for a field goal as I fumbled again. We got got the ball back in good field position, and I was trying to play it safe and make up for my mistakes. I knew this game was killing my coach trust as I hit Ostrander over the middle, who also got lit up and fumbled. It seemed like I finally got us going with a completion to Ostrander, but then I got too antsy and threw yet another embarrassing interception. Now we were down again, and the crowd was getting really restless, so I knew we needed to get a touchdown before half. With time taking under 10 seconds, UNLV ran a dumb cover 2, and Keegan Johnson got open for yet another huge touchdown bomb. UNLV was putting up a good fight, and they were up 1 midway through the fourth as we tried to establish the run game. I knew Keegan Johnson was a dominant force today, so when I saw him in man coverage, I just threw the ball up to him and put it on the money for another huge gain. On 1st and goal, I rolled out and did my thing to get us back on top, and this was a big 2-point conversion. The QB draw worked, but the Rebels answered right back to tie it up at 24. I was really rolling the dice with the Vegas boys in town, and I hit Lachey on a ridiculous throw over the top. We punched it in to go up 7, and after our defense came up with a stop, I picked up a clutch 1st down and sent UNLV packing after a good effort. I made some of my worst throws ever, but also some of my best. It was my least clean game yet, but a win's a win. We were playing against Michigan State, who whooped us last year, and Keegan Johnson built on last week's performance with a nice catch to get us going. Unfortunately, on 3rd down, I got blown up before Lachey's route had time to clear, but we got the ball back with solid field position as we tried to get the read option going. I missed a wide open Keegan Johnson by a mile, but on 3rd down, I had just enough time to deliver a 1st down throw to Ostrander. It seemed like I was a half second away from getting sacked every play, but I was staying cool under pressure and dotting up the defense. On the goal line, I found Arlen Bruce for an easy touchdown. Michigan State answered back with 6, but I was locked in, and the seam passes had been working for us all season. On 3rd and 3, I didn't see anything open, but at this point, my speed was high enough to where I was truly an escape artist as I got away from the rush and juked ahead for a nice gain. I was hyped up, and on 3rd and 6, I saw the seam open again and threw an absolute rope to Caleb Johnson for another score. I was proving to be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in college football, and it was surprising I didn't have to deal with more injuries with all this running. It seemed like every time we got the ball before half, our offense was at its best because coach didn't constantly call run plays that did not work. Luke Lachey was all over the field once again and was really nice as a big target up the seam. I got into the end zone with an easy touchdown run, and my teammate Connor Colby picked up my tiny body in the air to celebrate. I was finding that the key to running this offense was getting the ball out extremely quick because the sliders would punish me with swats and sacks when I didn't. I'm normally a pocket passer, but the 0 to 100 sliders caused me to be more aware of the rush and develop a great ability to extend plays. We were dominating Michigan State offensively as I sprinted for the goal line for another rushing score. Kennick was bouncing as it looked like we were going to run away with this one, but then Michigan State crushed me on the speed option and forced a fumble that got recovered for 6. Just like that, they were back in the game, but I was happy to see that the coaches were letting me throw a lot more than normal. We were making that look like a good decision, although our receivers kept getting creamed by defenders. After we were held to a field goal, the Spartans came up with a big score, and we had to play smart to close out this game. On this big 3rd down, Patterson was running through quicksand, but he barely got the 1st down. We were faced with another 3rd down, and I did not trust my defense to win us this game. I rolled out and made a very risky throw to Arlen Bruce, but it paid off, and we'd had possibly our best game throwing the ball yet. We'd started out 6-0, and we were looking like true Big Ten title contenders this year.